What is going on, everybody? I'm here with a legend of the NA scene, of Counter-Strike in general, and just a good human being, Jordan Nothing Gilbert, spelt with an O in the nothing.
Yeah, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you doing? You enjoying London? You enjoying the Gfinity arena?
Yeah, we've only seen London for like one full day, but we went to like the Piccadilly Circus, walked around, got Nando's, some good food. Surprised to find some Mexican food, but I'm really enjoying the vibe here. I wanna see more. I'm looking forward to coming back to Gfinity.
Well, I'm sure you will be back. There's going to be lots of events this year. I mean, you're looking forward to that. Have you heard about what Gfinity are doing with this schedule that's going on where every week it's
events, right?
Yeah, there's every week.
Counter-Strike and StarCraft,
exactly.
And are they doing League of Legends too?
Not League of Legends. What are we doing? We're doing FIFA, Hearthstone, Counter-Strike, COD, and StarCraft. I think those are the games.
Exciting for the UK community. Huh?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And so, yeah, it's good to have you here. How's the competition going so far? How do you feel your form is as a team? And then we'll get into some more specific questions, more general stuff as well.
Yeah, no, we're doing pretty well. We have a tendency to play down to our opponent's level, and then we kind of mind F ourselves, where we're kind of like.
Thank you for the censorship.
Yeah, of course. And we're in like a 1-on-3 situation earlier, and the guy had to plant the bomb, and we're all peeking him and dying to him. Yeah. Otherwise, we played pretty well. Yeah, I'm happy we won the first game.
Talk me through a specific play that you just made in there, which for me, it was beautiful. It was, you were at yellow, the forklift on a site on cash. I can't remember which direction you came from, but you got a kill or something. Yeah. And then you sprayed down two guys with some, like you were literally at yellow. They were at, I think it's called quad on A, but the back of site, whatever you want to call it. And you sprayed one guy, and then you had some insane spray control, and you even moved a bit at the end, and what's going through your head when you're doing that? How do you practice that sort of spray? Is it just practice over time? Is it?
Well, basically, I knew the third guy was trailing somewhere, either the A main or like the middle. So when the other two were in the site, the first one peeked me, and then I heard the call quad. So as I sprayed the first one, I kind of just carried it, and he peeked into it, and I kind of just controlled it, moved my mouse a little bit over to him, got the double kill. Then I cleared A main, there's no one there, and then I kind of just went back and checked behind, and luckily the guy was there, so it was a nice little 1 versus 3. It worked out well.
It was absolutely sick, and of course, to get you into overtime, your teammate Shazam, he made an amazing play as well. So great game overall. But let's talk about some things that are a bit more general to do with your team and US, EU and stuff. So there is what would seem, based on results, a bit of a difference between the EU and the US. You guys are amazing players. You're all individual, great skill, and you play well as a team. But it seems at events you're not getting the placements that maybe you guys could. What's the difference between the US and the EU? Would you say that there's anything that's separating? Because I know a lot of people saying it's playtime and stuff like that. And what's your opinion on everything?
Definitely. Well, I think it's like two kind of categories of problems. One is obviously the environment, right? You can play with better internet here, more centralized competition. So the players and the top teams are practicing against each other. When we come here, there's a Facebook group with all the top teams, and they plan out all their scrimmages 1 to 2 to 3 days in advance. So practice is more. It's just more efficient overall. That's the first side to it. The second side to it, I think, has a lot to do with the mindset. A lot of the Europeans, I think, are just much more disciplined as a unit. Like, we could train ourselves, and my team is pretty professional in this aspect, but we still have these little problems, whether it's getting too caught up in our emotions. And luckily, I've played for a while, but we're trying to all get on that page of, not only learning from the other teams, but learning ourselves, creating our own tactics. Because as you could tell, Fnatic and Envious are probably the only teams that really have constantly create a new meta. Like, even teams like NIP and Virtus Pro, they're great teams and they have 5 great disciplined players, but they're not creating new tactics all the time. That's why I'm normally confident against those teams. It's more just like the teams like Virtus or Envious, or Fnatic or Envious, that really bring tricks to the game, and you die in ways you haven't died before. So I think just a combination of practice environment and, of course, the level they go above and beyond to execute their tactics and create unique ones.
So again, not commenting on the, say, for instance, individual skill and how they play as a team, just going by results. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, Jordan, so obviously you guys are super skilled. So just throwing that out there, everybody, not any hate from the EU to the US over here. But talking about then trying to close that gap with regards to the results, what are your plans? I know there have been rumours circulating. I think you actually tweeted it yourself about potentially moving to the EU. Any other tactics as well, or what's the plan?
Yeah, I mean, aside from us moving to EU, that is in the cards right now. We're looking at that because the one way to get better is to force kind of everyone to get into that mindset. And when you're at home, it's easier, obviously, to create bad habits if your environment isn't as conducive, like you're not practicing all day. So the idea of moving to Europe would be to kind of discipline ourselves and also just be more prepared for all the top teams.
Yeah, so presumably you get more competition, more of a range of play styles to come up against and practice.
Yeah, definitely. Just make our mid-game better and our overall tactic game more well-versed. We have a lot of strats. It's kind of funny on forums. People think we don't have strats or this or that. Like, we obviously can watch demos. We can watch what every team does and recreate it, but you're not going to recreate it as well. So that's why we don't always try that. We try to play more on the fly because it does catch these teams off guard. It's just teams like Fnatic and MVS are really hard to catch off guard for us.
I'll ask you now, because I want to ask some personal questions about your play style and your history in CS. So how long have you been playing for? How have you got to where you are now on Cloud9? And then I've got some other questions, about the way you play.
Cool. Well, I went professional in Counter-Strike back in 1.6 in 2008. Played for Evil Geniuses for about 4 years under that organization. And then when Go came out, I didn't fully dive into it yet. Probably not until this last year. Like I joined like a team with Sean Garrett and Semphis. We kind of played around a little bit. Joined Complexity. They were a decent sponsorship, but not really like a big salary.
Shots fired.
No, I mean,
I'm kidding.
They supported us. Cloud9 is 5 times as supportive, right? So so now we're on Cloud9 since last August, and just trying to stay in the top tier.
Yeah. So you've got some really interesting clips on the web of when you were playing 1.6 when you were a young pup. When we were all young pups back in the day. For instance, on Nuke, the way 1.6 worked was a lot different. You know what I'm going to talk about now. You hit some crazy wall bangs. There's the one where you're in vents and you shoot down onto the B bomb site when someone's at like the door area. I don't know what to call it. The entrance to ramp. And then also where you're outside and you spray through the wall. Sick stuff. And obviously CSGO is a lot different to that. You can't wallbang as easily. Even now things on like Dust 2, we've got metal doors. Things are so different. Compare the two. I don't know, how did you build those skills as well with such crazy kind of seeing through walls essentially?
Well, like it was something I admitted to when I was younger. I used to cheat all the time when I was really young, and it wasn't like I don't think that gave to my skill a lot because I played.
Not expecting that.
I'm being honest because like I don't like to hide things. Like this was when I was like 13, 14, right?
For sure,
but at the same time, I went to LAN tournaments every weekend, so like I was like getting used to playing in front of people. And at home, me and my friends cheated all the time. I don't know if that gave into it, but like for some reason, when I turned pro, I felt like I always knew where people were on the map, and when people were behind walls, if I thought they were setting up for a strat, I knew what corners they wanted to throw nades from. I knew where they wanted to hide, and I would shoot people through walls. I'm not saying like I'd say 90% of my game had nothing to do with the cheats, but by the time I went pro, I felt like I could see through every wall in my third eye, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean it makes sense because you see, if you have been looking, if you actually did have no walls when you're playing privately in your home.
That's not the title of this interview. No. I'm just a cheater or something.
Jordan Gilbert, he's a cheater. No, not at all. So obviously when you're doing that, you're going to get a sense of where people are moving, and then from there, it's just a matter of applying it in the actual game when you do have walls.
I mean, yeah, of course. And then in CSGO, obviously, there's different things. Peeker's advantage, you can't shoot through walls. There's more of a slidey effect. It's harder to get those multi-frags in this game when they're rushing you. Trading is much more like difficult in this game because people are just kind of sliding in and out. So.
Nice. All right. So moving on to something else that you're pretty big in, the streaming universe. You're pretty big on Twitch. You run an awesome stream. You have a nice bits of jokes. You get your family involved. Sometimes your mum's around and stuff. And so you run a great stream. I'm watching myself. How's that all going? How did you get into that?
Are you about to ask me to dance and rap?
I'm going to ask you to do the flashbang dance eventually, but not right now.
I mean, yeah, okay, should I dance, rap, everything? No, it's honestly, I have a lot of fun because I've been pro for like 8 years now. And in the beginning, I was just much more introverted. I wasn't introverted with my friends, but like in the camera, I would do an interview. But once streaming came out and I realized I've been pro so long, like people think I'm a clown and I'm just not taking the game seriously or something. But like I've been actually trying harder than ever this year. And one of the things with streaming and having fun is I just like to connect to people and show them that we're all people, and I
completely agree.
And and we're all just having fun. And you stream, right? And it's fun to like be a little bit transparent, because otherwise people think they put you on some pedestal. I like to take that down a little bit so people feel like they can connect.
I like that. I think that's awesome. Something that I believe in myself as well. And so, should we do a little quick flashbang dance? Maybe you can run me through it.
The flashbang dance is simple. In the game, you get blind. You have your right arm over your face, right?
The mic, maybe,
All right. So you got the right arm over your face when you get blind. So then you're going to switch arms after a couple shakes, right? So then the left arm comes up, right? A little bit in the hips. You make sure you stand. So you get blind. You unhand flash. All right, 3, 2, 1. You're blind. And then you just kind of rock.
I mean,
just kind of rock.
It's beautiful.